Okay. Fiat uh, hath perished, and it's not by Bitcoin. um, if I would have said that crypto, right, has killed the U.S. dollar or will kill the U.S. dollar, it's not the same thing as if I say Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin is a crypto, it's a blockchain ledger. Just like a paper note is a paper fiat dollar is a ledger wallet. It's a paper ledger wallet with a ledger number. Um, and it's a remittance. I mean that's a lot, right? That's confusing. It's not money. Like it's only coin is currency. Coin is the closest thing to currency. Coin is not currency. Electricity is currency. That's why it's current. It's called the current. The current. Um, Coin is man's best attempt to hold currency because, as you know, if you try to hold the current, you will falter in seconds. You might be able to hold on to it for 1 second, maybe 2 seconds, but 2 seconds max. You're gonna like because it's gonna throw your arms out. Your elbow's gonna go out, and it makes your muscles uh, clench. So your arm's gonna come up like this, like a little bird, and whatever you're doing, you're gonna throw it. If you have a drink cup, it's gonna fly over your shoulder, and so and like almost immediately. So if you can hold it for a whole second, then you God. But I mean, it's not possible. So don't worry about it. Maybe you're unfit to be called gods. Maybe you're titans. As a matter of fact, the titans went to sleep, and the gods placed the brain, the brain on their sleeping souls, right? And and that's okay. That's a reference to fairies as being like just beels of light, like back in the Gnostic days, right? They were just, like Photon. Photon was a bearded, breasted, sword wielding god. He had like late females' breasts, right? Heteru has horns. Heteru is uh, Sumerian, Mesopotamian, like uh, bull head, mother goddess deity with the horns. So like they're, as a matter of fact, the what separates the gods from the physical realm are the artifacts, the articles that they have in their hands, that they have. Yeah, okay. Like Lady Justice is blindfolded and she's holding her sword to the ground, right? She's saying that the sword is only used in, to the effect of, like that justice, uh, like wields it, and um, I'm she's wearing blindfolds because she's using the scales of justice, right? To instead of her eyes or something like that, to see the balance. Whatever. I know but I fucked that up. um, and I lost my place again. Let me start. I always do this. Lose my place. Money. Money is that guy. Like money is a nickname for some. Uh, and it's a correlation too between waxing and waning of the moon, and its twin, right, is the waxing and the waning of wealth. Uh, Wealth pursueth knowledge, uh, and those who pursue wealth, Wayne. Wayne. uh, like, whatever. It's like another guy. It's just, okay. That's not what I'm trying to say. That's kind of. I think that that's funny and goofy on a level and everything is silly, but nah. Like I think that also there's like a little bit too much because I'm not making an argument then. But so I guess let's finish. Then. I've made videos like this. I start them, wrap it up a different way. Okay. Um, oh, I want to get be past the point of trying to surprise anybody with what I know because at this point, like, uh, no, like the people I know that know I have a channel, they don't. They're not doing the thing where you like, because this is a social experiment, but it's a social. It's on behalf of the society. Like, it's not really a social experiment. It's to see what's behind the mirror magic in the cell phone to the extent that uh, it could be used if we don't engage in favoritism ourselves. We want to see if we're using a medium that is a what's it called, inheriting the modality of playing favorites, you know. And then again, we already know that is the case, right? So how do you score? How do you mark the score? You know, like it only does for me, right? Like I would, how it would happen is you would you could click thumbs up or thumbs down. It doesn't matter. Click anything, right? Um, because what if you don't have time to watch the whole video? So turn it on the video, click like or dislike, right? I'm not asking for comments, you know, because we just need numbers, like or I just need numbers, and it's like whatever I do with it, right? That's later on, right? But there is something to discern in the now, you know, like I might pass up on an opportunity to monetize my channel, or I might find an exploit, or I might um, uh, carry over to something more um, like clickbaiting, right? And I've done that before in the past. But it was for the experiment. Like I clickbaited 6,200 people, but I could easily outproduce a clickbait title with a more clickbaity title. You know, it's pretty. I mean, it's not too. It all it takes is a little. Is I just wait 15 more seconds longer to have an idea. The first ideas you have are usually not too great, right? If you it's just you seep through them, you know, you realize they're cosmic entities that are trying to play hoax upon you or send you on wild goose chases or set you up on super chess with unnegotiable characters and watch a fucking obstacle course and you going through hell for any reason. Like, it doesn't have to be human reasons. Like, we like it to be for some reason, but if you find out that you were donated to science on like you're like, well, why didn't you tell me sooner, you know? Why didn't you tell me sooner? You're mad because you were you were part of a social experiment and you didn't know. Whereas like, if you were never told, then you couldn't be mad if it didn't if you didn't know. So then being told doesn't totally alleviate the intrusive nature of being tested, but it goes like to part of the way to what you can actually do in the sense of damage reduction. Um, yeah, it's still deuces, but I don't feel like I owe you a black eye or anything like that. Because if you find out you're in a social science experiment before anybody was in on letting you know, then you might lose interest. And if you're not interested in the social science experiment, what if the funding came through right before you lost interest? Then you're going to get up and calmly walk away without telling anybody what's on your mind? Like, you might have to start back stalking. And anyways, like, I'm not saying that this happens to people, right? Where you can just be like, oh, I feel um, schizo right now, so I'm gonna punch somebody. Like, cause they probably have no idea where you're coming from, who you are, or anything. Okay. And that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm with Shane. That's all I'm Shane. This has been Tatum saying peace. When you Tatum. When you Tatum, I'm saying. Yeah, I know I'm wrong, right? It's the worried saying. But if I already know that the answer to the riddle is the worried saying, then I would just tell you that, and you'd be like, "Oh boy, here we go again. We gotta get this nigga some pussy." That's what you would say. You know that's what you would say. You know that's what you would be thinking. You would like, "We gotta get this nigga some pussy." Don't worry though, I'm not a danger to myself or others.